folks, Dan Frio here, the Mortgage Update, and you got me today. I'm taking up your whole view today, so thanks for coming in. I'm not, well, let me do my thing. Today is March 31st, 2020. I'm sorry you can't see my watch. But let's go over, I'm not going to go over rates right now. I might post by the end of the day what's going on with rates. Right now, though, what I wanted to do is get the word out to a lot of homeowners and be careful. And what I want to talk about right now is forbearance. And I want to give you the facts on what's going on with forbearances. And the reason why I want to stress this, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't understand this, and they're going to take advantage. They're going to say, well, my mortgage company, they just said because of the CARE Act, they'll come in and they'll allow me to miss, up to 120 days worth of payments. Well, we're going to have to define what that miss means. So a lot of people are going to be bamboozled because of this information. But basically what I want to do is I want to post the truth behind what's going on. Because I lived through the 2008 crash of the housing market, and millions of people lost their homes that shouldn't have. Because here's what happened at that time. And hopefully you weren't there, but if you were there, please don't repeat that again. Learn from history. What would happen is a client would call for mortgage relief. I actually did this personally with my mortgage company last week, just to get a feel for what are companies doing. So what happened is people would needed relief, so they reached out to their mortgage provider. And their mortgage provider said, you know what, we can't help you right now because you're current on your mortgage. However, if you go behind at least 30 days, you become 30 days late or more, we can try to help you. So a lot of people did that. They went from 30 days, and then after they were 30 days late, they started sending in their information to their mortgage companies for help. That help that they necessarily needed. But what was happening at the time, and there was a lot of lawsuits over this, was the mortgage companies they'd lose your information time and time and time again. And they would draw out that process from 30 days to 60 days up to 6 months, maybe a year. So the homeowner is sitting there saying, this is kind of sweet because I haven't had to make a mortgage payment in a year. To come to find out, your mortgage forbearance agreement or your help or assistance from us, it got declined. So we need a check from you for $50,000 to bring your mortgage current. Oh boy, I don't have it. Well, you know what? We'll then go ahead and start foreclosure. That's what happened to millions of people. Okay, so I called my mortgage company last week and I just said, I'm part of this, the unemployment piece, which I wasn't. I was just, trying to find out what their path was to relief for homeowners. And they kind of said the same thing. It was kind of creepy. The hair on the back of my neck stood up because I'm like, man, this is like deja vu. So what happened is they would say, well, we can't help you because you're current. But, if you go 30 days late, then we can try and see what we can do. And it was identical to what happened in the past. So from there on, I vowed I'm going to try to find out for homeowners what this is all about. Is the government going to step in? Is the mortgage companies going to just let you, skip all these mortgage payments? Because there's reasons behind why it's very difficult for the mortgage company to just say, just don't pay us for the next 4 or 5 months. We're okay with that. We'll just throw it on the back end of your loan. Because what happens is when a mortgage is taken, it's coupled up or it's bundled up with a bunch of different mortgages. Okay, and it's sold off and if you watch me daily, it's sold off as mortgage-backed securities. And it could go to hedge funds. It can go to 401ks. It could go, all kind of different investments. And what happens every month is that it's a bond that sells. So it loops up all these mortgages into a bond, and then that bond is sold as an investment. So how people earn money on bonds is they get a monthly dividend. Well, to get a monthly dividend, there has to be money collected from somewhere. So as these as these homeowners would pay on their mortgages, they'd send in their payments, and thus that would create the cash flow to pay the bondholders. Well, if nobody's sending in their payments to a servicer, okay, so there's the consumer, there's the homeowner, there's a servicer, and then there's actually where the money came from to do that mortgage. So there's the servicer is just a payment center, but they take they play a big role into this, and they also pay the end lender a fee up front to take over those rights as a servicer, because what happens is you send in your payment, and every month they take 30 basis points. So let's say they take $100 per month on your loan payment to do their services, and they send the rest of it off to that final investor, which is basically the bond holder. I'll just make it as simple as I can. All right. So if you don't pay the servicer is still obligated to pay the bondholder. But if the servicer is getting no money, it can't pay the bondholder. So it's a complete debacle, and that's what's happening right now. There's a lot of people out there, and I just got a text from a young man in California saying, Dan, we're supposed to close on our mortgage today, and our mortgage company isn't even answering the phone. And I responded back saying, and he asked me, you have any idea why? And I said, they might be out of money because they're the servicer. Nobody's paying them, or there's defaults, or there's a whole bunch of other things in the background. They can't pay their bondholders, so they're basically insolvent. That might be a big reason on what's happening. We had a big conference call today with our CEO and the uppers in our company, and we are flush with money. Everything's okay because we don't service our loans, which is in the long term, normally it's a good idea to service it, but in today's world right now, it's not. So let's get on to what I wanted to talk about. What happens is, I'm going to put some demonstrations up there right now, here's what's happening on forbearances, and here's what I'm talking about. You're going to send in, and you'll see in the description that I'm going over, you see how it's on there. It says apply for the loan, or a Susie homeowner has $1,000 a month payments. She applies for the mortgage forbearance agreement, and it goes for 3 months. So then after 3 months, she'll get a statement that's saying, okay, now you got to bring your account current, so we need $4,000. But you're thinking of, well, it's a forbearance, I'm skipping or I'm pausing my payments. I didn't have to make those payments for those months. Well, you didn't. So they didn't lie to you, but they didn't say you were not having to make them at any point. And that's where a lot of people aren't going to listen. They're going to hear what they want to hear. They're going to say, well, they told me I didn't have to make my payments for April, May, and June. So I didn't. Well, they didn't tell me I had to make all 4 mortgage payments up in July. Well, they probably did. You might not have paid attention to it, or they might have not said it to you, but I'm sure it's in the fine print of the papers that they sent you. So a lot of people are going to be in a really bad spot. So my help to you guys is this. Let me take a look at your mortgage statements, and I might have a better solution for you. Because when I structure a refinance, in most of the cases, I structure it that you can miss 2 mortgage payments. So what happens is this. We close your loan, let's say we close it in April. On April 10th, and I know I'm repeating yesterday's video, but I'm sorry, I have to make this is important. So when we close on your loan April 10th, okay? We can't charge you a payment or send you a mortgage statement. Your payment has to be at least deferred 30 days, okay? So April 10th brings us to May 10th. Well, we don't collect, nor mostly all servicers in the country don't collect payments on the 10th. All payments are due and structured to be paid on the 1st of the month. So by law, we have to give you from April 10th to May 10th. We don't collect in the middle of the months, so we have to take it out at least to the following 1st. So June 1st is your payment. So that's how we close you in April. We say, you know what, hold off, don't make that April payment. We're going to skip April, we're going to skip May, and we're going to pay your new payment will be due in June. Your new payment is the one payment of your new loan. It's not going to be 3 months of mortgage payments because it's built into the loan that you're going to skip those months, and on June 1st, you're just going to need one mortgage payment. So sometimes this is going to make sense to you, and it's probably going to make sense right now because rates are so low. But if rates were, if you had a rate at 3% and I'm saying, okay, let's refinance and put you at 7%, I wouldn't be saying that. I'd be saying, do your best to make your mortgage payments. But right now, most clients are getting payment relief on mortgage rates. The rates have come down. They're over 1% where they were last year at this time. They're a little bit more than that than where they've been in the last 2 or 3 years. So that's one. Two, you probably have some equity in your house. This isn't like the 2010 crash. Most of the people have equity in their homes right now. So why don't you look to do a few things? Even if you just put a nest egg aside to get you through 2 or 3 months, or a lot of people right now are probably using credit cards while the stimulus checks come in and the unemployment checks come in and everything come in to buy yourself some time, during this furlough of when you're off. So what we might want to look at doing is paying off those credit cards or giving you some excess cash so you can have it as a nest egg so you don't have, you're going back to work. It isn't like 2008 or 2000 where companies just shut down. They shut down now, but they shut down temporarily, hopefully. But in most cases, almost everybody's going back to work. So that was what I would be asking you to do. So right now I'm going to show you a letter that was sent out to a client. And again, a lot of people aren't going to pay attention to this part of it, but I want you to see what this letter shows. And it goes through the whole guts of the scenario, but then at the bottom you'll see that it says your first payment, 0, second payment, 0, third payment, 0. That's awesome. And then all of a sudden I have a balloon payment due of over $8,000. You're probably not going to be in a position to do that. So reach out to me. I'd love to help, or at least give you some ideas on how and what options you might have available to you. So the best way to get me is just give me a call at 844-775-LOAN. That's 844-775-5626. Or shoot me an email at D for Dan, Frio, F-R-I-O, at preferredrate.com. I'm also going to, down in the description, I'll have this information. There's also going to be an Apply Now link. Probably the best way on YouTube, but a lot of times you can't just click the link. You have to just copy it. It'll say Apply Now. Just copy the URL, paste it in your browser, and it's going to take you right to an online application. The one thing I will ask you to do is we have a glitch in the system right now. When it gets to your state of where you live, please leave it blank for now. I'll fill it in because I'll probably give you a call or an email within minutes of you completing your application to find out what state you are in so we can help you there, because we have a glitch right now for some reason and we can't figure it out. And when you put a state in there, it's saying unable to process or something like that. So I apologize for that, but I'll put all that information down below. So hopefully we can help out. I want to just say thank you guys for watching me. Please, give me a thumbs up. Please try to spread this out to everybody and anybody, because there's going to be millions of homeowners that are going to get, in 2-3 months, they're going to get shocked saying, I didn't realize I had to pay $10,000 to bring my mortgage current. I don't have it. Now what? Don't lose your house because you skipped a mortgage payment or two and can't get caught up. So give me the opportunity to help, and I might not have an answer for you, but hopefully at least we tried. So God bless, stay healthy, and I will hopefully post tonight about what's going on with rates, but I wanted to get this out to you, so just to be aware. So please help me get the word out. Please give me a thumbs up, share the link, and stay safe. God bless. See you later. Bye-bye.